Jody Hardesty with Empowered Heart Connections. Do you ever feel like your relationships tend to kind of replicate themselves, or they're usually not working out, or it seems to always end up with a lack of success? If that's the case, it may be because there needs to be a change in a mindset. There are top 3 mindset shifts that we're going to cover today, and these are the things that I see frequently with people who are struggling with finding compatible partners. First mindset is that I'm not deserving of a relationship that's positive or good, or I don't deserve love. Secondly, is my career is in the way. I can't have a career and have a relationship. And third, there are no good matches out there, right? There's just all the good ones are taken and there's no good actual fish in the sea. So these are some mind shifts that we're going to be talking about, ways to reevaluate and assess, ways that you can kind of rethink, and maybe some ways that these are potentially keeping you stuck. So the I'm not deserving of a good relationship, or I'm not deserving of the relationship that I want. This is often reinforced, right? Whenever we have bad relationships and we're already a little bit maybe insecure to begin with, and then we have bad relationships and it just kind of reinforces itself over and over again. And people struggle with this all the time, that they are potentially kind of negatively reinforcing their belief systems because they're generally more drawn to partners that are not so compatible. And this can be part of that mindset shift, is whenever you are believing that I'm not deserving of a positive relationship, it can keep you stuck in picking partners that are going to fulfill that prophecy. So it may be some self-sabotaging that happens around this that may not even be conscious. A lot of people kind of recognize this after the fact, but it's hard to really make that change whenever you are kind of in that habit of reinforcing that negative belief, which is what most of us do. We reinforce our beliefs. If we have a feeling about something, we try our best to come up with logic and explanations to make that feeling validated. And this is one of the things that happens with changing your mindset around I'm not deserving of love in a relationship. So one way to shift this up is to recognize, again, where this really belief has come from in the past, and really doing a little soul searching about what are those wounds that have been created either from childhood or from past relationships or other experiences in your life, even work experiences that may be reinforcing that belief that I'm not deserving of a good relationship, or I'm not deserving of the relationship that I want. And really do some exploration of what those situations were and what that belief system has kind of gotten stuck in your belief. So what is it? Is it that I'm always going to fail, or I just don't deserve good things because I mess up, or I don't deserve good things because of fill in the blank. So what is the reasoning for you about what you have created in your mind about why you don't believe that you deserve a good relationship? And sometimes this belief system just in and of itself can be something that's difficult to acknowledge or be aware of. It's really difficult sometimes if you've convinced yourself, like many of us have, that hey, it's not me, it's them. I just can't find a good partner. I can't find somebody that I can connect with. And that is very true, that it's challenging to find partners that are compatible. However, again, when you're creating kind of this belief system, you're reiterating for yourself that this is true, that hey, if I pick a partner that's actually compatible or not afraid of commitment or actually able to give me the emotional connection that I need and want, then that might be scary, right? So, and again, it's usually not a conscious thing that we're doing. We don't deliberately look out there and be like, oh, that guy seems incompatible, or that lady seems incompatible, I think I'll pick them. But it starts to feel very familiar, very comfortably uncomfortable whenever you have created that pattern over time, or you really have reinforced that belief system for yourself, or that others have contributed to the belief system for yourself. So recognizing, first of all, that this belief may come from past experiences and upbringing and all of those other negative experiences you might have had, and then start to reframe it. Is that true? Is it really true that I don't deserve to be in a relationship? And what are some reasons why it might be invalid? What are some reasons why I might actually deserve to be in a relationship? What are some qualities that I have that I actually could bring to a relationship that might benefit a partner? So write down those qualities that you have, and it needs to be believable, right? It can't just be like, well, maybe I'll win the lottery someday or something, but something that's believable for you that, hey, I really am a good provider, or I really am compassionate, or I'm really kind and caring, or I'm funny, or whatever those things are. Even something that's believable for you, that you know about yourself, that you really do have a good quality about, to really write down and sit with that, and recognize how true that is for you. And this can kind of be kind of a mantra for you, that I'm kind and compassionate. I deserve to have a happy and healthy relationship. And really getting through the resistance of why that's difficult to come up with those reasons. If it is that what is it, how is that negative belief about yourself serving you? So to really kind of dig through that part of it. The other thing that can happen with this, if you are having this negative mindset, again, is that you are kind of preparing yourself to have a bad outcome. So that can kind of set yourself up for self-sabotage. And that can lead to that other belief that there are no good matches out there, that, everyone's incompatible, and all people of that gender that I'm looking for are undesirable, and all the good ones are taken. And this belief can really prevent you from even bothering, for one thing. You just give up altogether. But again, it can also create a false sense of finding those facts. So, for example, I've seen a lot of people who are, I'm really angry at this person because they said this, even though they said that, I know they meant this. So it kind of creates a sense of self-sabotage where you are setting up a failing potential no matter who the person is. So if they're the greatest person on the planet and you can find flaws in them, it's like, oh, yeah, Mother Teresa, she's nice and all, but, is she really a compatible partner? I mean, that when you're really trying to find those flaws so desperately that you see flaws where there aren't flaws, or you're searching for flaws in places that don't necessarily need to be searched, and maybe drawing conclusions irrationally, or again, translating information in a way that is going to allow for no other outcome. So again, well, he said he didn't want to, go out on Saturday night, so that must mean that he's dating other people, or that he hates me, or that, he really doesn't like me, or whatever that translation is. So to really be aware of what you're translating, and again, what's factual and what's not, because we can really tell our brains some fun stories if we are really convinced that we're trying to prove to ourselves that we're either not worthy, and that there's no good matches out there. So trying to verify for yourself what is true and what's not. And so some ways to get through this mindset, to shift this mindset, is to, again, reframe. We always want to do the reframe with all of these mindsets is, okay, wait a minute, is that really true? Do I know that that's 100% true, that there's absolutely zero good compatible matches out there for me? Or could that be maybe a stretch, right? To really reframe that as, okay, actually, there are amazing people out there, and I'm open to meeting them, and I'm looking forward to finding my compatible partner. So that you're really changing the way you are thinking about it and processing these things in your head. So rather than, again, there's nobody out there, but hey, there's a lot of matches out there. Maybe I just haven't met them yet, and they're out there, and I look forward to meeting them. Another action step to take with this is to make a list of positive qualities you do see in the people that you've met, even if they weren't the right fit, even if you had gone on a date and you were like, well, they're really not compatible with me because I want kids and they don't. Okay, that's fine, but what good qualities did they have? And if you can't come up with any good qualities of the people you dated, it might be time for a little more soul searching on what it is that you're having a hard time seeing anything positive in other people, because even the most unpleasant of people have some good characteristics and some good qualities. So really dig deep to try to figure out what are those things that are keeping you from allowing yourself to see the positive in other people, and prevent yourself from seeing the negative, that everything's negative. Looking for problems where there's not problems. So again, the other part was, as a lot of people who are successful in their careers feel like their mindset shift needs to be about my career or a busy life is superseding my relationships. I'm not able to have a career and have a love life. So some of those negative beliefs that are keeping people stuck in many situations are that, hey, my career is more important, and any person who I date is going to, take away from that, or they're not going to respect that or appreciate that. But again, the more you're telling yourself that, the less open you are to really exploring if that's true or not. And subconsciously, you may even avoid dating altogether, or again, may have some of those self sabotage things happening if those beliefs are really prevalent in your mind. So, a good shift for this is again another reframe. Is we're going to reframe this belief system from my career or busy life is in the way, I can't date, to love and success and my career can coexist. That I can make that happen. That there's ways to make this happen. And if it isn't, if your career is monopolizing your life that much, then it may be time to reevaluate what's happening with your career, because there may be some other challenges that are happening for people who are completely overly devoted to their work that can prevent you from even enjoying life outside of that. So, recognizing that these can be some stumbling blocks along the way, but that it is possible and doable to change your mindset and reframe that so that you can be aware when this is happening and really shift it up and change those mantras into more positive mantras. An action step for this is if your schedule's packed, to commit to small and intentional dating actions. So maybe even just a coffee break with someone, or even just texting with intention instead of mindless swiping whenever you're looking at those dating sites. So really being committed to uh, scheduling in your dating and your self-care, because my guess is if your career is that busy, it might be a challenge to also fit some time in for yourself. So making sure you're finding time for yourself and scheduling in those small things for your life. And it's possible, it really is possible to shift your mindset, but it takes a lot of soul searching and a little bit of self-awareness and letting go of the belief that there are all these external forces that are working against me, because we can only control ourselves, right? So really reevaluating what we are in control of and how we can shift that up so we can bring in positivity into our lives and potentially find that positive partner that you've been looking for. So I'd love to hear which of these beliefs fit for you, or if they do or do not fit for you, that would be great to drop a comment. I would love to hear what you think and what tools maybe you've come up with to shift your own mindset. That would be really helpful for, I think, a lot of people to hear. And if this resonated for you, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been helpful.